Hi, ladies. It's been forever since I updated. I've been super busy. I have also not really had a lot to update on. Today is unfortunately cycle day 11, so I did not get pregnant last month. I was hopeful, and I thought it was going to be good, and then it didn't happen, which is okay. That's fine. Not a problem. So we're on to this cycle, but the good thing about last cycle was I did ovulate on my own on cycle day 15. And even though I did start spotting at cycle day 9, I discussed it with my doctor, and he didn't seem too concerned about it. And I started full on bleeding, I think it was cycle day 15. So that's a good little phase, so I'm pretty psyched about all that. Tomorrow I am going in, I spoke to my doctor, what was it? It was like 2 weeks ago, about continuing with Clomid this cycle. So I took Clomid days 3 through 7, and let me tell you, this is my 4th time taking Clomid. And I had the worst side effects I've ever had of any medication in my life. And I was reading up online about it because I didn't really know that much about it, but I am prone to like hormonal things. I mean, you obviously have seen in previous videos, I was a bawling hot mess because I wasn't pregnant, and I know it was period time and whatever and all those hormones, but I seriously sat on the couch for 2 whole days and just cried about nothing. And my husband was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Please forgive me. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just crying and crying and crying." And he's like, "You're not taking this stuff anymore. If this is how you're going to be, you're not taking it ever again." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." But it passed. And the funny thing is that happened after I finished taking the pills. So that was weird. And that same thing with the hot flashes. I always get hot flashes after I finish taking the pills. I'm exhausted. I just worked for 12 hours and I have to work again tomorrow for 12 hours. It's gonna stink. So tomorrow I will be on cycle day 12, and I'm gonna go and have my mid-cycle scan. And I have been feeling a lot of stuff. I know that there's definitely got to be a mature follicle on the right-hand side. I can feel that same heaviness that I felt last month and the month before. And it's so weird that you don't realize that, because I know I've ovulated in the past before, but until you're really listening to your body, I mean, you wouldn't have any idea. So I have a lot of heaviness on the right side, and I kind of have some twinges on the left, so it makes me wonder if there's maybe a couple follicles developing, which would be neat. I don't know if we're going to trigger or not, because I did ovulate on my own last month, and I don't have an HCG shot right now. I don't have the Avodril handy in my fridge, and I doubt they're going to be able to get me one. Because if it's cycle day 12 tomorrow, I doubt they're going to be able to get me one in the next 2 days. And I'll probably already ovulate on my own by then. So that's going to be something I discuss with my doctor tomorrow. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is it. I've been trying to, it sounds weird, but I've been trying to do positive thinking, like visualization. And I've read a couple things online about people who they imagine themselves being pregnant, imagine themselves holding a baby, and I try to do that because I think that's so much easier to do than to be really depressed about why I'm not pregnant yet. And I also have this weird sinus thing going on, and it's really fucking annoying. Sorry, excuse my language. But I don't know. we'll see what comes out of this. I've been, praying a lot that this is going to be happening for us soon. I'm not sure if we're going to go on to IUI next month. Um, Part of me thinks yes, we're going to step it up, but then part of me is really torn on the whole kind of mechanics of it, I guess. And I'll think, if I got pregnant that way, almost that I would feel like every time I saw my child, I would be like, ooh, you were made by washing up sperm and shooting it in my vagina. You know? It's just weird. But I think I'm getting to the point where I want a baby bad enough. And then even saying that sounds weird. Like, I want a baby, like it's completely selfish. But I don't think it's just selfish. Like, I made that video a couple weeks ago about how I have a lot of love to give to a baby. And we have a good home, a place that's safe. And I think my husband will be a great father. And I hope I'll be a great mom. So it's not completely selfish. It's wanting to help, raise a good child or whatever. But I actually brought up the idea because I had felt very strongly last week about adopting or fostering, actually, because a couple foster kids came into the emergency department and with their foster parents, and I was kind of like sad because they didn't speak to their foster parents at all. Kind of looked like they were really, just sad. And it made me think to myself, we would be such good parents, like we would really be interested in our kids, and I would be, willing to do whatever I could to help them. And I discussed it with my husband, and I don't know, he's kind of like, well, I just want to have our baby first, and then we'll see what happens. Because I think he's really scared of the idea that he'll fail, and I think it's easier for him that if he fails with his own kid, he's not going to mess somebody else's kid up. I don't think that would happen, but I got my taxes done, and I got a nice chunk of change our first married tax return. So I was really excited about that, and paid off all my credit card debt, and I think I'm going to buy a car. Or an IUI. Whatever. Or a couple. So I just wanted to get on real quick and talk a little bit, and I want to congratulate everybody who got their positive last month, in the beginning of this month. That's really awesome, and I'm so happy for you guys. And those who didn't, keep trying. There's going to be a time for us too. I believe it. So I will update hopefully tomorrow to let you know what the doc says.